Hey, what's going on, chess fanatics? Thought I'd do something a little bit different today and take a look at some online software called Chessify. Some of you guys may have seen Chessify in the past. I've certainly been aware of it, but have not used it a lot. But I found that I'm actually playing maybe a lot more on an iPad than I would have anticipated, or on a computer that doesn't have great processing power. And so I thought maybe it would make sense to look at some online cloud solutions for analysis specifically and just see if that suits my need. And I found that it's been really excellent. So I thought I would detail a couple of pretty cool aspects, I think, of the software. So first things first, there's a bunch of databases. So this is obviously just a notation window, but there's a mega database. Everything goes extremely fast, I find, on the database, which is amazing. So if you search, there's basically no lag time whatsoever. If we just, we'll just type in Carlson, for example. And you can see, like, just within a couple of seconds, it's going to pull up basically a bazillion games. The way that it kind of can just go through so quickly. So we'll click on this. Okay, so chess.com. What is it? Is this the SCC stuff? Pretty cool, but you can just go through it. You can analyze it with a couple different engines. It's got, I think this is Leela and Stockfish 16. And as you can see, it's pretty quick. I think this is equivalent to like a maybe like a super strong laptop or something along those lines. Actually, if you're going up to 100, it might be a little bit more. But point is, like, all the analysis is done server side. If you use the app, you can actually toggle whether you want to do the analysis on device or have it process on their servers. But I think we probably want to use their servers in almost every instance. It seems like that's kind of the highlight of the software. There's an ICCF database. Yeah, so interestingly enough, there is also a Lichess database. You can put your username in there, and let's take a look at some of these options. Okay, we'll just say rated. Let's look at rapid classical. We don't need any blitz, for example. It looks like you can put in some dates. Now we should click find and see what comes up. I played a game in the Lichess 4545 maybe a day or two ago. And so if we just click that game, it's automatically going to import it in. And there's a couple things that we can do from here. So one, we can obviously just scroll through the game like we would with any other software set, take a look, make some analysis. You can put in, all the things that you may want to. But one of the things that this does in a pretty cool manner is just super deep analysis. And so what you can do is basically just go full game analysis and let it render out on the server side. So you're not wasting any of your resources. Your processing power is perfectly fine. It'll just go through and basically solve it to a depth of 20, 40 or more. So very, very detailed. And the way that it does that right now is it basically will just put the evaluation next to specific moves. And then from there, you can go to the move and take a look at some long lines if you want to figure out what analysis may look like. So really, really cool how that operates. Let's now turn on the engine here. And we can see that we have it set to 25 to 100 at this point in time. It's going to fire up. All this is happening on the cloud, for example. And you can see the speeds that we're getting, the number of nodes that were on Stockfish, for example. Again, we can take a look at Leela. So right now, we'll give it a little bit of time. So it's on depth 28. You can increase lines if you want. Again, your processing power is perfectly fine. You can pare it down to 2 lines if you only want to look at 2 lines. Really, really awesome the way that it works. We're going to stop this right now. At a depth of 35, it's saying E5. So what if we click on Leela here? Are we going to get anything different? So it's leaving up the last analysis here. Okay, so the server will connect in 2 to 3 minutes. Meanwhile, you can analyze 10 MN server for free. Okay, so looks like this is just giving us Stockfish, and then it's going to connect into Leela. So I think that those resources may be spoken for at this point in time. Not quite sure how that works. I got to be honest. I just use Stockfish anyway. I kind of like that software set, but. Some other cool things that you can do. You can, again, run the full in-game analysis. You set your depth, basically, let it start, and it'll just take care of that. Once you kind of have completed that analysis, you're also able to save it. So if we click the save button, you can see I have a Lichess 4545 folder. So what I could do is just select this folder and save the game in it. And now instead of having to pull the game from the Lichess database, I can just go into cloud storage and pull up the game essentially. So if we go here into cloud storage, for example, it should be there. We should be able to just click into the game, and there we have it. So pretty cool how it all works. Some of the other interesting things, you can just set up a position and then do a video search. And I believe what it'll do is pull up a series of YouTube videos that kind of have that in, and you can see how quickly it's kind of pulled up the video. So very, very cool. Again, I don't know that I'm necessarily going to use this feature. I really am mostly just curious about two things. The cloud analysis, just because it is super, super high detailed. What it does, in a free capacity is certainly more than enough. Although I think there's a lot of benefit in taking a look at some of the plans, because honestly, some of them are fairly economical. Yeah, so it's a cool site. It works really well, but it's got this killer functionality. And this is what I use it for most. So, we can see what the analysis is right here. That's all well and good when it comes to Chess.com, for example, but sometimes I like to do a little bit more work, and I find that this user face is honestly just a little bit more clunky. But if you hit Win, Shift, and S, it's going to bring up this window basically, and you get the crosshairs. Now check this out. I'm going to just drag a box over. Then I can just go in and click this button right here. Hit Control V. Okay, so we hit Control V. And boom, all of a sudden it's just taken the position that we were just looking at. Now, whose move is it? Okay, so it's black to move in this position. I think we can make sure, of course, that we have A through 8. Everything's looking proper. If it does pull that in, you can just hit the rotate button, for example, and it'll automatically correct or kind of transpose everything for you. But we found the position. We're going to flip it since we were playing from the black side. And we're going to hit done. Now it's going to set this new position in here, and let's just let it run and see what the analysis looks like. So again, we've got Stockfish here, and we're going to take it to a pretty deep level. Let's see here. So we're already 24, 25. So we can see that we're winning at negative 4.2 at this point in time. So bishop captures f2. Check would be the move. Oh, that would have been a lot better than what I played. I think I actually played king f8, which is the second best move. Yeah, this was not on my radar whatsoever. But again, as we can see, the depth climb up like pretty much instantaneously. It was at negative 4.25. Whereas, it's saying 3.2, for example, when we look at Chess.com, right then and there, you can kind of see just how lacking some of those engines can be. Now, if we click this, it's going to just pop that whole line in there. So basically it was takes, king takes, check. Wow. Look at this is an absolutely wild line. I mean, I can't say that either my opponent or I would ever have come up with these moves, but I wish I could. That's for sure. Let's just add in an extra line for the heck of it and see. So basically, it's showing, hey, we got 3 good moves. They're all basically 4.3. Yeah, super fascinating. Anyway, guys, this is the coolest functionality. So the main thing I think is basically just pasting in positions. It's never made a mistake. Other than like one time I put in a position and had to click the basically that transposition button. But I gotta say, again, they do have a bunch of different plans that you can pay for if you're so inclined. I'm definitely going to be taking a look at that. Right now I have a free trial, which is very, very cool. So I think where I'm getting these speeds like 26,000 up to 100,000. I feel like it caps the free plan maybe at about 10,000, but I'm not quite sure on that. Again, this is just a free trial, but super, super cool software. I know grandmasters obviously use this. They want, the most cutting edge. They probably let it think on a position forever and get to depths that we can't imagine. But I think for the regular person, it still makes a lot of sense, especially if you really want to kind of get to maybe the truth of a position. The analysis is just better. The cloud storage, all these things make a lot of sense. You can kind of just honestly show up to to a tournament with an iPad. Whereas I always thought like, oh, you want to have the best computer humanly possible. I still love having the capability to do my own analysis on device, but I don't know, uh, guys. I just don't know that it makes quite as much sense anymore uh, when software like this exists and it's so economical. So yeah, that's what I got for today. Definitely take a look into Chessify. It's pretty cool software. But yeah, what I got for today. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.